Good morning, Kelly. Good morning, guys. Just a few seconds over 10, right? Thank you, everyone, for dropping by. We are going to make this wonderful slimline card today with our sunflowers. And I was inspired by this card that I got in the mail from one of my downlines. Isn't this fun? How it opens. I've done this fold before and I absolutely love it. And when I saw the sunflowers, I was very excited. I was like, oh, I have to use my sunflowers. So I love the way she colored this. And then it is shimmery. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Good morning, Brenda. Stampin' Up is sending you a catalog. I called them yesterday. So this is what inspired me. I love this fold. I've done cards like this before, and it's just so much fun. Just a lot of stuff. Yay, yay, Brenda, right? Okay, good. Good. I was like, oh my goodness, one of my downlines does not have a catalog. They were like, what happened? So it must be somewhere in the mail. Good morning, Susan. Good morning, everyone. I do too. I love the way she colored these sunflowers. Yes, I do. I think that with the orange in there and then the yellow, I think that was just beautiful. Good morning, Paula. Really good job. Okay. So, hi, Mary. Hello, everyone. So good to be on here. Start my day with some crafting. Craft throughout the day, and then I have to vacuum the pool today. So that's yay. So hopefully the sun will come out. I think it's trying to, and get a little warmer. So that's good. Okay, so we're also going to make an envelope today. Here is my envelope. And our card fits right into it. I've done a video before with this. Hi, Lynn. But I just had to make some more slimline cards. I think they're fun. And just tucking these little pieces in here. Be careful with the envelope. But this fits really nice in there, just like that. So let's get with it. So we'll go over some measurements, and of course I will post them for you. And we'll just get moving here. So we're using the Celebrate Sunflower bundle. This is the stamp set's on page 13, and then the dies, of course, are, let's see, on page 175. And I love these dies. They're a lot of fun. The sunflower is absolutely fantastic. So that's what we're using today. Okay, let's go ahead. And where shall we start? How about we make our envelope first, because we have to move in our cutting board. Let's go ahead and do that. So here is our cutter. Let me move some of my things out of the way. I get it set up to show you, and then I have to move everything to work stuff in here. Okay, so we have an 8¼ we want this to be 8¼ by 11. 8¼ by 11. I have my, you never got this bundle. I love sunflowers. So, but yeah, you might think about it for fall. Even it's in the annual catalog. We've been focusing on that new catalog. We had those catalogs like launch back to back. And I was like, wow, I've got to get into my stuff in the catalog, in the annual catalog some. So we want to use a piece of 8½ or 11. This is 11 by 8½. Okay, 8½ by 11. Okay, and we want it to be 11 by 8¼ So let's go ahead and cut that. I wanted a video on it. Oh, thank you, Paula. There's another video on my channel. I used the acorns. It came out really cute too. So we want this at 8¼ by 11. Now, While we have the 8¼ inch side up here, we're going to score each side at 2½. And there's also a lot of videos with different measurements. I just happen to like this measurement because that envelope is the closest to, it's a little smaller than like a business size envelope. So I think it'll take a stamp. Okay, so we want to score on 2½ inches on each side. Let me move my blade. 2½ that way. I just flip it and do 2½ this way. This is a very easy envelope to make. It's not difficult. Okay, now we're going to turn to the 11-inch side right here, the longer side on top. Hi, Diane. And we're going to score at one side at 1½ and the other side at 1/2. So we're going to do this one at 1½ right here. And then right here at 1/2 on the other end. And that's that. That's how quick and easy that is. Whoops, we're going to have an avalanche. Got a bunch of stuff piled up. We're going to be here for a little bit because we've got things to do. Oh, and I was looking at my schedule. I will not be on here next Tuesday. I have jury duty. Next Tuesday, I can't believe it came up that quick. I can't believe it's September. So I have jury duty next Tuesday. I will not be on here. We're going to cut out in these 4 corners. We're going to cut out these blocks. Okay. So here, just right on that score line. And then when you come into this one right here, just give it a little angle of a cut. Just miter it a little bit right here. Makes it look nice and it folds in nicely also. We're also going to do some other things to this section. Right here. Let's go ahead and get that. And then again, just a little bit of an angle. Good. Now let's do the same thing here. On the thicker side. I know, right? Yeah. Well, got to do my civic duty, right? So, and then, yes, jury duty. And then there's one more date. I had 3 dates of jury duty that I was picked for. So and that'll be in November. But my goodness, this came around so quick. But it's okay. It wasn't that bad. It really wasn't. And then right here. Oh, that would be nice. Yes, but I don't think they're going to take that. Thanks, Lynn. I appreciate you wanting to. Yes, write an excuse to them. Hey, she needs to craft. So now what goes on here now is we want to score these. Okay, so we cut first, and now we're going to score everything down, burnish everything with our bone folder. And then I'm going to show you something. Right here. Look how nice that envelope comes together so quickly, right? And then here. And then here. Just like that, okay? But when you fold this in and then fold this down, this part of the envelope it impinges on the flap. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to get a little pencil and my ruler. And on each of these ends, I'm going to just make a little mark at 1/4 inch. Just 1/4 inch here. Okay, just a little pencil mark, little tick mark, just like that. And just here at 1/4 inch, okay? Now, we're then going to angle these in to this corner, and I'll show you how that works. So just cut that pencil mark out, no big deal. Just right to that corner. And you don't really even have to measure if you didn't want to. Just come down about 1/4 inch. I'm just trying to get it to where it looks nice. Almost, you know, symmetrical. And right to that corner. Okay, so now what we have is that when this closes, this allows a little spacing right there. And now that flap folds down perfectly. So that's important. You can also, after you glue this down, you can also use a punch and put like a little half circle here so that you could grab out the card. That looks cute too. I did that on my other video, but I'm not going to do it on this one. Okay, so now on the larger flaps, I'm going to use tear and tape. And it doesn't really matter how you fold this. It comes out the same. So whichever flap that you want to pick, let's go ahead and put some. I like to use tear and tape. You can use Tombow, or I would not suggest snail. Would not suggest the snail. Only because it could release. This is more permanent. We're good to go there. So you just want that on one end. And then this teeny tiny flap here. We just want that here. Right on there. And here. Okay, just like that. All right, now I'm going to take our bone folder and we're going to burnish these down so that that glue sticks nicely. Just like that. And now we're going to peel that release paper off. When you burnish that, it really sticks. It allows that glue really to stick nicely. And it's just easier to pull that backing off. Okay, so now the flap that doesn't have the glue goes down first, and then the side that has that tear and tape comes over. Perfect. Bottom flap in. We're good to go. There's your envelope. Now, if I had a corner rounder that would work, I would definitely going to use it like this. Now, oh, I'm so excited about that. That just came together so quickly, like that. Okay, now I'm going to use Old Olive. Yes, and early Espresso I used. Can't remember from last night, right? Okay. Now we'll talk about the card base in just a moment. I'm going to decorate the outside of the envelope with the double leaves right here. And then just right here. Finished. Finished. We'll move that to the side. All right, now, what we have, now let me bring in our pieces here. I've done some, but then we're going to do some together. So these pretty sunflowers are just gorgeous. I did cut the button out of Early Espresso, and we will just be gluing that down on there for these two in just a moment. We're going to do a little embossing on this, and this piece is 2 3/4 this way by 3/4. 2 3/4, I'm pretty sure. Yes, 2 3/4 by just 3/4, and we will emboss on that. I picked this black to contrast with my Tuxedo Memento black ink on the sunflower here. Okay, so we're going to make that sunflower in just a minute. Let's start with our layers. Inside layers. Very simple on this card. This is Early Espresso at 8 5/8 by 2 3/4. 8 5/8 by 2 3/4 for this. So I will, don't worry, I will post the measurements so that you guys can get that. So right here in Early Espresso, and we're going to place that inside. And I made the border really skinny. Of course, you can use your own measurements and even make a thicker border if you wanted to. So that looks great, just like that. Okay, now we're going to stamp on this Whisper White piece. And this is 8 3/8 by 2 1/2. 8 3/8 by 2 1/2. If you're looking at my mat, I have a different mat. This is an older mat because last night I got glue on the other one. And instead of picking up the alcohol, why I did this, I picked up the acetone. And, you know, which is great for taking off your nail polish, which it also took off a bunch of print on my other mat. I ruined it. I was like, what have I done? So, but I did it. So, know that you are loved in early espresso right here in the middle. Make sure I've got enough ink on that. Cute. And now we're just going to make some cascading large leaves in, let me get a piece of scrap because we're going to go off the page on this. So just the larger leaf, and I'm just going to cascade down 3 of them. 3 on the top and 3 on the bottom, just like they are falling leaves. Just like that. And that's how I did the inside. Not too hard at all. I love these slimline cards because they give you a completely different palette to decorate. So here we go here. Not too hard at all. I think the snowflakes would be fantastic on this type of a card. I think the poinsettias would be beautiful. The poinsettias are beautiful anywhere. So here we go. Isn't that nice, the inside? Okay, now the outside of the card, we're going to first put down our early espresso, and this is 8 3/4 by 2 7/8. Remember, don't worry, I'll put the measurements on the video, you know, in the description. In that description is everything. If you want to become Paper Pumpkin customer, if you want to become a downline, links to everything is in that description on my YouTube, and I try to get that up first. Okay, so a very, very skinny border here. We don't want to go off of the envelope or the card base. Oh, and I forgot to give you the measurements of the card base, didn't I? There we go. Okay, so this card base right here is 8 7/8 by 6, scored at 3. That's all. 8 7/8 by 6, scored at 3. And that's what makes your slimline card. It's that simple. Okay, now let's go ahead. We will eventually attach this, but let's go ahead and use our Stamparatus and bring in our large sunflower here. And we're going to go ahead and ink that up with Tuxedo Memento black ink, and then just stamp it on this piece of paper here. Just a scrap. This is a very large stamp, so I want to make sure that I get it good. There we go. Okay, and we didn't get it so good, right? Everything's out because I'm on red rubber. So let's just push here. Get that to stamp. Good. Okay? That's the greatest thing about any positioning device. When you don't have it all the way, you can just go back on it. And see, I close it and it is in perfect position. Give me just a little bit more pressure up there and some more pressure in here. And we're good. I love it. Perfect. Now, let's go ahead and allow that to just dry for just a few minutes. Let me move the Stamparatus out of the way. And let's go ahead and emboss while we're at it. So again, this little piece is 2 3/4 by 3/4. We're going to use some Versamark and my little embossing buddy here. This takes away the static, or like one of my friends had told me, use a sock with baby powder in it. So that's nice. Okay, so there's that. And now in the Versamark, we're going to stamp Thanks a Bunch right here. In the Versamark. Get a nice stamped image there. Nice. Okay. Let me just put my lids on so I don't have a disaster. Okay, now we're going to use some white embossing powder. Okay, and I'm just going to hold the corner of it and put my powder on there. Just tap it off. The saying barely fit on there. Woo! To go on the center of the card. That's nice. My little B needs a little bit more up there. Perfect. Now let me take a tweezer and hold this because this is going to get hot. And my heat tool, let's first put this away, right? Because we just know that I could easily blow the heat tool into this and make a complete disaster on my desk. There we go. We'll let this heat up for just a second. It doesn't take a second to heat up. And then when this melts, it looks like white paint. Looks like you've painted it on there. Ooh, I see the sun starting to shine. I'm glad for that. There we go. And just make sure when you look at it, you'll know that it's right when it's a little shiny. Like I said, it looks like white paint. Perfect. Okay. And there's that. So with this, we're going to pop it up with dimensionals. We'll just put 3 on it to get a little bit ahead of the game here. And just like that. Okay, we're just going to put that to the side. Good. Now, we're done with our sunflower, and we're going to color this sunflower. So I've already colored these little guys in. Let me put their buttons in the middle while I'm doing something here. I thought my tip got clogged. Okay, so these little buttons I did in the center of the flower in early espresso, and then I did the one for this one in black, just to pick up that ink a little bit. Give it a little contrast too. Just like that. And just here. And we'll let those dry nicely. Okay, now, when I colored this, we don't have Bumblebee. Okay, my colors today are Bumblebee and Early Espresso with a little Old Olive. And that's what I cut these out of, Old Olive. Okay. So the best thing that you could do is use, I have some Dark Daffodil Delight and Light Daffodil Delight, which I think goes quite well with it. So what I'm going to do is it's wonderful how Stampin' Up does this. They allow us to color nicely because they help us. So this is where all of this black is lines. I want to take my Dark Daffodil Delight and I just want to kind of mark on those lines. I'm not a big colorer. I love to color, but I'm not like a proficient type of coloring person. I just like something simple, and these blends allow me to get shading along with some depth to my project. So just kind of marking where these go, just haphazardly. Nothing written in stone with this. Okay, and again, I'm going in with the dark first this time. Sometimes I go in with the light first, but there's the dark. And now I'm going to take, I have to be in the mood for color. Yes, okay, yes, most definitely. Most definitely have to be in the mood to color. And I don't like, oh, thank you, Ienka. Thank you from the Netherlands for joining. You can always watch the replay. You can always, let me show you what we're making today. Today we are doing this slimline card. I will have the measurement already made, the envelope here. And of course, all the measurements will be up for that. So now I have the light Daffodil Delight. And I'm just going to come in and I'm going to fill in all around. And I'm going to color over that dark that I just put down. because that's just going to shade itself. It just reactivates the ink and allows us to get some depth. As you can see, look at this. This is, it's just doing it for me. That's the way I love to color. It's just doing it for me. So this is wonderful. I just kind of come around here, around the circle, because we are going to put, we're going to put some brown over top of it, and we're going to put the black over top of it. We have to do the overlay on this sunflower. So again, I'm just coming around. It's very fast coloring. It's nothing that I took pains with. You know, I see people all the time, and I enjoy their coloring. I really do. They shade beautifully, and I just do the best I can. I haven't taken any courses. I've just watched the videos from Stampin' Up with the light part of these blends and the dark part of these blends. And I seem to get, excuse me, I seem to get a wonderful result. So here we go here. And I just come right around the entire flower. Just really not taking any kind of a pain with anything and allowing the ink to work for me. It's kind of like letting the DSP work for you. It's the same thing, same concept with this. And I use my light Daffodil Delight a lot. I could tell in that tip. I know that there's re-inkers, you know, you could use the re-inkers, but by the time I'm ready for a re-inker, my tip is bad because I've used it so much. Ah, that's gorgeous. There we go. That is gorgeous. And that just seriously, it just allowed it to shade itself. Love it. Okay, now we're going to move in the big shot. So let me move the ink out of the way. Let's get the big shot in here. I'm sorry, it's not the big shot. It is the Stampin' Cut and Boss machine. Here is our sunflower. And for this, we want to use the one that is the outline, okay? For this, we want to use the outline. And now the way that I line this up, look right here. There's like these, what I call shark fins. They're kind of going to the side a little bit right here. And so here are the ones that are kind of going like that. I call them my shark fins. And that's what I use to line this up. And it lines up perfectly. You just got to turn it a little bit to get the right fin on the right cut. Watch, yesterday I lined them up in a heartbeat. Now today I can't do it, right? Oh, let's just... Here we go. There it is. I was right there. I just had to tweak it a little bit, right? Okay, so here's our new cut and emboss machine. And it's tight, but it cuts really well. So here we go. Very nice. Lovely, right? Okay, let's put that aside. And now let's go ahead and bring in our early espresso, and we're going to use this intricate one. I'm going to put it right here, and I'm just going to cut this out. Make our nice sandwich. Okay. And this just popped right out, just like that. Okay, let's move this out of the way. Plates out of the way. All right. And now, let's go ahead and pop all of these little pieces out of our project here. Ooh, that really cut. Okay, nice. Very, very nice. Just pop all these little things out. You could use your die brush, but these are pretty big, so they seriously are very loose. And then we've got to pop these little things out in here too. There's something about popping these things out that I like. I've expressed that before in other videos. I don't know what it is, but right there. Good. Now, just these little guys need to be popped out. Like I said, your die brush would get this. We don't have a jury system. Oh, wait. Please pray for guidance. Yes. Sometimes if you drop the die on the table. Yes, they do. Yes, I agree. If you drop the die, they just fall right out. So in the Netherlands, you don't have a jury system, huh? Well, that's amazing. Everybody's government is a little bit different, isn't it? That's what we do here. I can't say, honest in my heart, that I feel like I should be judging anyone, okay? I'm just going to say that, you know. It's difficult, and you hear difficult things, and some of them are bad, you know. But it is what we do, and if I don't go, they lock me up. Like I'm the bad guy, right? So you have no choice. Okay, there we go. So there, we've got those little things out, our little cutouts. Good. Now, let's bring in our project right here and a little bit of this glue. And again, we have to find, whoops, my little tip. We have to find our shark fins. Oh, I think I got a little clog in there. Okay. There we go. So just on the inside right here. There, let me put my pin back in here. Okay, so just there. And then here's our shark fins. See how they just kind of go to the side. And then here they are at the top. And I will just place them until I can see that everything is kind of over top of itself here. Nope, not that way. Okay, here it is. I see it. There it is. Perfect. And if you don't have it perfect, honest, it's fine because this is just an overlay and it's supposed to have dimension to it. So just like that. That came out great. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is take our two pieces right here and we're going to put a glue dot on them. Right here. And kind of midway. And just adhere these guys together so they make a set of 3, just like that. Now let's go ahead and bring in our Bumblebee, and this Bumblebee is 8 5/8 by 2 3/4. 8 5/8 by 2 3/4, and we want to place this on first because we need to have it where it doesn't go off of the card. So that's where that's going. Okay, we'll put glue dot back here. And we're just going to place that where we absolutely need it, right there. Good. Now then what's going to happen with this is we're going to come over top of this and then we're going to slice some of this off, okay? So I want to put some dimensionals just on this side. Don't need any here because we're going to slice that off. So I'm just going to come right down through there with 3. Pretty neat little project. Take those off. And now place this over top of this right here. And allow that to hang off, okay? We might go over just a hair. Am I committed? No. Let's just go over a hair more. I kind of wanted the whole circle on there, but if I'm committed, that we're good. Let's see. Just didn't want to tear my, okay. Didn't want to tear my greenery. Okay, so here we go. See how I want my circle here on the card? Now let's go ahead and place the inside. And this, like I said, I did this in black. I don't know if that's the right way to do it. And then the other day I had a friend post a picture of her sunflower that she grew, and it's red. It was beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. Okay, now we're going to flip this over, and we're going to take our snips, and we're just going to slice this right here. What kind of paper did you use for your envelope? I used regular, that's a great question. I used regular Whisper White because I did not use the thick because of the weight. So the envelope, that's a great question. I didn't even say that. The envelope is regular Whisper White, not thick. So that's what I used there. Okay, so there's our sunflower. So glad that I moved that over. So glad I moved that over. Now, if you don't like these doing that you could just put a glue dot on them. I happen to like the dimension of them because I think it kind of matches up with this. So that's that. Now we're going to take our little sentiment that we made, and we're going to place it here, right below our sunflower, and it fits perfectly. Now our two little flowers, our two little sunflowers here. This one I'm going to allow the greenery to touch my sentiment, just cause we can, right? And we'll put 3 dimensionals back here. Beautiful. And just here. And then this one we'll put here. I colored these little ones just like I did this larger one with the light and the dark, and everything came out just wonderful. It just really, seriously, those blends just do the work for you. Here we go here. And I want my greenery down there. Ah, so cute. Okay, now, hey, we're almost done. This goes on here, and we are done. Boy, that came together quick. Came together quick and beautifully. And again, these measurements, it's a skinny little border around here just to lift that color up a little bit because our card is busy. Oh, look how pretty that came. Oh my goodness. I hope if you have this set, you will try this card, or even try this card on any set that you have, because I absolutely am in love with this slimline effect here. It's really a totally different palette that you have to work with. It, you know, because you have this long ways, or you can also turn it this way and make like a scene. And I think, oh, thank you, Judith. I think that that would look wonderful also. So here we are. Oh my goodness. What a great morning. Bunch of sunflowers, great friends, good crafting. I didn't destroy anything. So in here, sometimes it can get that way. So here is our, get my little pin back in here. Here's our cards for today. And again, I promise I will have your measurements up. I'm getting all my stuff put up. And so in just a few minutes, as soon as I get in there and get this video up. Good morning, Anne. Thank you. You didn't destroy it. I know, right? It happens in here. Well, last night when I destroyed my working surface, I went, you have got to be kidding me. I don't know why. I thought the bottle was alcohol, and I just picked it up. I wet a little like makeup round because I had glue on here, and I wet a little makeup around with it. I thought it was alcohol. It was the acetate, the acetone that, you know, you would take your fingernail polish off with. So of course it marred my surface something fierce. And I just, as soon as I touched it, I could feel it stick. And I was like, oh no, what did I do? And yes, so that's what happened. But this is good. We're good with this. I happen to like a black surface better, to tell you the truth. So whenever I get out, we'll get another mat. No big deal, right? We can craft on this one all we want. So, all right, guys, here's our card for today. I hope you enjoyed this slimline. I just think they are so much fun. And with the envelope, it seems like they would just take a stamp. I would take it to the post office and let them take a look at it first before that you just pop it in the mail. But when I put it, I could actually fit this into a business envelope. So I know the dimensions are good. I think the weight is fine because, again, we used regular Whisper White on this, not thick. So thanks again for watching. Now, tomorrow I'll be live on Facebook at 10 a.m. and we will make another beautiful project. Please have a wonderful day. Stay safe. Thank you, Karen. And do some happy crafting.